Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alli. Welcome back to my channel and happy Father's Day to all the great fathers, biological, adopted, stepfathers, all great fathers and mothers that are standing in gap for fathers. Happy Father's Day and welcome back to my channel again. If you're new here, welcome. I'm always excited to have new family members join us. I want to thank my old family members for coming back, all the time. I thank you for your support. I thank you for your love. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for your words of inspiration and encouragement so very much. I greatly appreciate them. Those things make me strive to do more, and I pray that the Lord will continue to use me and use this channel for his glory and his glory alone. Amen. So the series that we're starting today, I'm doing actually in the car, and that's because it's my life journey. And in this journey, it's going to be a series. I don't know how many it's going to be, and we're going to see how great this God is, how great, how wonderful of a father he is. So buckle up your seatbelt and get ready to go on this journey with me. I have a full gas tank, so I am ready for this journey. So let's go. Today I'm going to start off the series with how I became a widow all of a sudden in my 40s. February 5th is a day that I will never forget in my life. I was on a prayer line and my two boys came into my bedroom, and they were pacing and panting, and I could see that they were agitated, but they didn't know. They wanted to say something to me, but they didn't know how to say it. So prayer line, I said, you know what, if you guys are not ready to say something, go. When I'm done with my prayer, then I'll come and we'll talk about it. They refused. So as I screamed and screamed at them to leave, they said, the older one said, Dad died. In my mind, I'm like, which dad? He said, our dad. I said, what are you talking about? For someone that left the house that morning, and all of a sudden you're telling me that he died? He said, yeah, the cops are downstairs. I said, what? I don't know how I got downstairs, but I went downstairs as fast as I could, and lo and behold, yep, there were two policemen there. And they said to me, ma'am, we're sorry for your loss. I said, what happened? They said he died in a car accident. How? Where? When? Do you mean he's in the hospital? Maybe trying to recover from injuries or something? They said, no. Unfortunately, he died at the scene of the accident. What? I collapsed to the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was totally confused. As soon as they helped me up, sat me on a chair, and they said, here is the card of the medical examiner's office where his body is. And I'm like, his body? They said yes. They stayed with me after breaking the news for maybe a minute. It could have been longer than that, but to me, it was no longer than a minute. And they said we had to go. My two boys were there with me. My oldest, my daughter, was away in school, in college. So I was now wondering why the cops even broke the news to the children in the first place. But then I now thought back and said, you know what? My kids are tall. So they probably thought they were older, they were adults. That's why they told them the news, you know, when they met them downstairs. Out of just confusion and total shock, I was like, who do I call? What situation have I found myself? The first person that came to my mind was Dickness Adeyinka. And I'm going to digress a little bit. And this is just something to make us, as you know, workers in the houses of fellowship, be it mosque, be it church, even as the brethren there. I'm going to digress a little bit, because this woman that I have called, yes, I've been a member of the church since I stepped foot in the soil of the US, but I left the church to go start worshiping at another church because of the attitude of a worker. As a worker in our churches, in our mosques, let's pay attention to our behavior, the way we talk, our actions, which speaks louder than voice. Let's be mindful of it. So I had left the church, but this is going to be a topic for another discussion. I just digressed a little bit. So like I said, I was on sabbatical leave from the church due to the attitude of one of the workers at the church. But you know what? Hindsight is 2020. And it was because of the level of my faith at that time. Now, it will not happen now. Not now. I would not leave a church or place of worship because of anyone. Not now. My faith is a lot stronger in He who created me, and I would not do that. Not now. So I called this woman of God. I said, and I could remember that statement just like it was this morning. I said, Inotiju otami kunletiku, which means, for my non-Yoruba speakers, which means my enemies are in doom. Kunle is dead. All I heard was the phone slamming, maybe to the wall, maybe she dropped it, and then the voice of my father in the Lord, Pastor Adeyinka, came on. He said, Ngbo, what happened? I repeated what I told his wife. He said, stay right there. We are on our way. I said, okay. So they got there. I told them what the cops told me, and I gave Daddy Apostle the card for the medical examiner's office, which they gave me. I said that's where they said his body is. I don't know. He found words to console me. Both of them did. They were like, how do we get in touch with his family members here? I said, his cousin, Hakim Lawal, may his soul rest in peace. We called him. He came speedily with his wife, Bukola. They got to the house, stayed with me and my children, prayed with us, got their pastor, Pastor Shegun Ajenifuja, and his wife. They prayed. They were, despite the fact that I had left the church on sabbatical leave, like I called it, the Adeyinkas and I still had a good relationship. And when this happened, that's why I was able to call them. They were the first people that I called. and they were there for my children and I. So the next morning, well, it was around 12:30 a.m. So that morning, daybreak, when the medical examiner's office opened, we called. I asked what happened or how the accident happened. So apparently it snowed, and there was a tow truck that was helping another car, not even in the way or anything, and my husband's car ramped into the flatbed of the tow truck, and he died instantly. This is someone that left the house that morning and thought was going to come back that night. But no. In all things, let's be mindful the way we live our lives. Live it like it's the last. Be good at all times. Be good at all times, and to all people, regardless. Be good at all times and to everyone around you. Evil does not pay. It does more harm than good. By 7 a.m., this happened around 12:30 a.m., and by 7 a.m., I did not know that bad news spread as wildfire like that. Our street was packed with cars. His friends, that's another story. Lies with us, because it was a rude shock, a rude awakening for us all. It was totally unexpected. We now thought about how we'll bring my daughter home from school to break the news to her. So she was told that her dad is sick and wants to see her. So it was after she got home that we now broke the news to her. She took it hard because she had a great relationship with her dad. It was hard for us all. But almost instantaneously, I knew I was in for a battle. I prayed like never before. I got a lot closer to God because I knew I would need Him in this journey. People say they put on their thinking caps. I was tying a thinking scarf. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. You are God all by yourself. You are God. You are God from beginning to the end. There's no place for argument. You are God all by yourself. We now thought about breaking the news to his parents in Nigeria. We had to, we did. Funeral arrangements commenced almost immediately. But I don't want this to be a lengthy one. So we'll start the funeral arrangements and the burial in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do so you can watch the remainder of this series. So to God, who has been our help in ages past and our hope for years to come. Thank you so much. I leave you with love, with peace and joy always. Bye.